I keep seeing faces out my window. I don't understand. Sometimes I can't make out their faces, but they seem like young, crazy shadows. Sometimes they taunt me. I have your baby. Sometimes they scream out my name. I don't understand why. What did I do wrong? It makes me angry, and one of these days I'm going to lash out. There I see one again. She's holding a candle and she's whispering my name. Say it, bitch. Say Bloody Mary one more time. I don't know why I looked up. When I did, I saw him there. He stood against my window. His forehead rested against the glass, and his eyes were still in light, and he smiled a lipstick-red cartoonish grin, and he just stood there in the window. My wife was upstairs sleeping, my son was in his crib, and I couldn't move. I froze and watched him looking past me through the glass. Oh, please, no. His smile never moved, but he put a hand up and slid it down the glass, watching me, with matted hair and yellow skin and face through the window. I couldn't do anything. I just stood there frozen, feet still in the bushes I was pruning, looking into my home. He stood against my window. When I was a child, sometimes I would wake up in the middle of the night and find my mother sitting on the edge of my bed. I would begin to say something, but she'd put her finger to my lips to shush me. Every time I would start to cry, and when she would hear my father coming down the hall, she would slip silently off the bed onto all fours and crawl back into the closet. My daughter woke me around 11:50 last night. My wife and I had picked her up from her friend Sally's birthday party, brought her home, and put her to bed. My wife went into the bedroom to read while I fell asleep watching the Braves game.
Daddy?
She whispered, tugging my shirt sleeve.
Guess how old I'm going to be next month?
I don't know, Beauty, I said as I slipped on my glasses. How old? She smiled and held up 4 fingers. It is 7:30 now. My wife and I have been up with her for almost 8 hours. She still refuses to tell us where she got them. I was on the subway. It was me alone and there were 3 people sitting across from me. It was perfectly fine until I noticed that the woman in the middle kept staring at me. She wouldn't stop. Her eyes were wide open and she never stopped to look the other way. Midway throughout my ride, a man came onto the train. He sat down next to me and whispered into my ear, "If you know what's good for you, you'd leave with me on the next stop." I did as told, and when we got off, he told me, "I'm a doctor. I could tell the woman in the middle was dead. The 2 people next to her were propping her up."